Hi, how's it going there, my beer drink friend? This is Brian with Craft Beer Revolution coming to you with another beer review. Today on the chop block, we have the good Southern Tier Creme Brulee. I'm a big fan of Southern Tier. I have been for many years. It seems like every Southern Tier beer that I've ever had, the smells are wonderful, and the taste usually follows suit with the smell. It's kind of a hit you in the face dessert beer. I mean, you can just count on pretty much anything that Southern Tier makes. Is the taste, the flavors are going to come out and they're going to basically hit you in the face. Not to mention that if you're a dessert fan, right? This one right here is one of their dessert flavored beers. I have to confess that I've actually had it about 3 years ago, maybe once or twice before, but I never did a critique on it, never did a review like this on it. So I figured I wanted to pick it up again, and I also wanted to remind myself of how awesome this beer was. But then again, my taste might have changed from about 3 years ago, because as you move on, you start to acquire different tastes for beer. So I kind of wanted to do a little throwback here, if you want to call it that, and see what this one is all about, and if it's what I remembered it to be. Anyways, Southern Tier Creme Brulee, 10%er, right? ABV. It is an Imperial Stout brewed with vanilla beans and natural flavor. Southern Tier Brewing Company is based out of Lakewood, New York. So let's give a shout out to New York for some great beers. Okay, so let's go ahead and break her open. What do you say? See what kind of color we have on the pour here. The little dog fish glass right here. Oh, that's actually a lighter brown. Yep. It's not as dark as your typical stout, but it's got a very, very like milk chocolatey, opaque kind of color there. So it kind of reminds me of basically like it looks like a caramel kind of color, which looks lovely. It's got some pretty good head there. Looks really thick. Most of your Southern Tier beers are pretty thick, and they usually have great smells. So I'm pretty excited to see what this thing smells like. But anyways, that's the color of it. It was like a really, really opaque kind of brownish color. Not quite as dark as your typical Imperial Stout. Okay, so let's go ahead and give it a smell and see what we got here. Oh yeah, right off the bat, it's just the caramel, the butterscotch, vanilla. Oh my gosh. That is a beer that definitely smells like a dessert through and through. So many smells here. I mean, but it's like the dessert is so overpowering that it covers up any of the smell of the alcohol on here. So, wow, I wish you could just smell this beer. It's amazing. You got to pick it up just to smell it, because typically you don't really get that kind of smell with a beer. So this high on the butterscotch and the vanilla and a hint of chocolate. Not really getting any of the coffee. I know there's some coffee in here too, but that butterscotch and the caramel, they just kind of overpower just about everything else. Wow. So smell, I'd have to give this thing a 5, man. I mean, there's nothing that really compares to that as far as smell. So it smells wonderful. So let's see what it tastes like. Cheers. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So the taste is exactly how it smells. Butterscotch, caramel, chocolate. Trying to see if I can pick up the coffee in there. Cream, caramel, butterscotch, chocolate. It has a very little bite on the end, so you can still tell that it's a 10%er because there's the bite on the end of the kind of the roastiness, and just a little bitter on the back end, but not much at all. It's beautiful beer in my opinion. I would have to say that I would continue to buy this. But I would like to let it actually sit and see what happens after it sits for a little bit, because beers change after it sits. So I'm kind of wondering if some of these, like the chocolate and the caramel and the butterscotch, if all that kind of like goes away and the alcohol starts to come up and kind of overpower it. Sometimes that actually happens. But nonetheless, I mean, it looks like a beautiful beer, not like your typical stout, but hey, it's called creme brulee for a reason, right? And Southern Tier is known for their dessert beers, like chocolate. If you never had it, is also pretty good. But I would rank this one a little higher than the actual chocolate. But you have to be a caramel butterscotch kind of person, and I am. So if you like that kind of stuff, this is a beautiful beer through and through. The taste is just like it smells all the way through. Very smooth and creamy beer all the way. I mean, just a great all-around beer. So pretty excited about this. If you want to find out what I really rate it, because I like to let the beer sit for a little bit, and you know, because things start to take effect, and changes are made when a beer sits for a little bit warm. So with that, you'll find out what I actually rated this beer underneath this video. If this helped you at all, go ahead and hit the like button. Or if it didn't help you and you just didn't like the video at all, you can go ahead and hit the dislike button. I'm not a hater, you know. I'm here. I'm just as glad to have somebody tell me that they don't like it as much as I do that they do like it. So hit the subscribe button as well. Facebook link will be up underneath here as well. And with that, you guys will definitely see me on another review. This is Brian, Craft Beer Revolution. See you guys on the next video. Thanks.